Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to the Really Charlie podcast. Today we're going to be talking to three young men from the 2017 Division II baseball champions from the New Bedford Vocational High School. These three young men were amazing during that year. Definitely was something that we could cheer about. So I just wanted to kind of reach out to them and see where they're at now, see where the champs are. And so without further ado, I'm going to add them to the screen and we'll go from there. Okay. Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Hello.
Good. How you doing?
Thanks for having us.
No problem. All the exciting moments you guys gave us that year. What I want to do is personally say thank you. It was definitely something to look at and kind of follow you guys and say, hey, is Vogue playing today? Playing tomorrow? It was just definitely something that was great for our area, our neighbor community. So glad to have you here. So, hey, quick question. If out of all three of you, who would get yelled at the most by Coach Sevilla?
Oof.
I'd say Noah. Well,
Yeah, definitely Noah.
Well, yeah. I feel like it would be more like Noah because he was Coach Arruda's nephew, so I feel like Coach Davila kind of looked at it as like maybe he could too.
Yeah, it wasn't in a bad way. It was just more picking
Like
on,
teasing.
yeah, joking kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got to say, you guys did a good job. Now, Tyler, you was a pitcher, right?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Kevin, what position did you play?
I was catcher.
That's right. And Noah, I know where you played, man. Hey, I taught you everything you know.
That's right.
You know the story behind, hey, you were at Brock Avenue, you were playing down there, right? You was in this bad slump. I don't know if you remember it, right? And your dad was teaching you everything you know. But I came in and then things started flourishing. You started hitting the ball with a fence, catching the ball.
Yeah, it worked.
You should really, really thank me,
I appreciate it.
Yes, really, Charlie. I thank you. I thank you for everything.
Wouldn't be where I am without you.
Yeah, I know that. So, we already got some comments here. You got somebody saying, "What's up? Good. What's up? What's good, champs?" That's Damon. Damon is a constant supporter of the Really Charlie podcast, and I really, really appreciate him. So, now, Tyler, what are you doing now?
So I attend UMass Boston right now. I'm taking up international management, heading into my last year. And yeah.
Okay. Baseball still in your life?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Heading
Good.
into the senior year.
Good. So I hold on one second. Reading some of these comments. Kevin, now what are you doing now? What's up with you?
I am in my senior year at Becker College up in Worcester. I am taking sport management, playing baseball over there, and looking to have what's most likely going to be my final baseball season because I don't plan on going to getting my master's. So that's
Good. And Noah, I know where you're at, but what are you doing now?
So yeah, I go to Becker College as well. Same as Kevin. We're roommates there. Going into my senior year there, taking sports management. We moved back in Saturday. To me, most of the guys last year playing, but I plan on going to get my master's after this year. So play my last 2 years out of eligibility.
Cool. That's good. I'm glad you all are, for one, getting an education. There's one thing that once you get a degree, no one could ever take it away from you. So you continue and make sure that you cross that stage, just like you're crossing home plate all the time. Cross that stage, get that degree, and no one can take it away from you. You'll always have it, and it will get you to places where you need to go. So. And someone puts over there, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. So you guys continue to do what you're doing, and pass on your experiences to the young kids in the neighborhood, whether it's a boy or a girl. Pass that on. And I don't think sports was bad for you guys. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. You're all doing good, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well. So, during that year, you guys had some inspiration from some of your classmates, teammates, with McCann and De Silva and AJ and McCann. And I kind of experienced that at a young age with a few of my friends that have passed away, and it's very inspirational. And I'm glad that you guys were able to kind of keep them attached to your team, because it means so much. I guarantee you it meant a lot to their parents, to where you guys kept their names in light, especially what you were doing. And I'd seen in one of the newspapers about, you captured the title on June 15th, and that was McCann's number. So, can you share some of your experiences with AJ and McCann and how you felt? I know that my daughter was there to both of them. They were both friends. She went to Volk also, and so she knew both of them. And so, Kevin, give us some feelings about your teammates.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't really know much about Andrew McCann. I kind of learned a lot about him, like entering my freshman year at Volk. I knew how much he meant to Volk Tech as a whole. We would always our team break. It would always be 1, 2, 3 Bears, and then followed by 4, 5, 6 McCann.
Exactly.
So he clearly meant a lot to the Volk Tech, Volk Tech as a whole. So I was glad that we were able to do that for him, for one. For two, AJ is actually someone who I met a little later, when I was younger, but I was very close with AJ at a point in my life. He would come to my house. We would have sleepovers and stuff like that. I had a real a big friend group in which AJ was a part of. So finding out what was going on with him, it was really sad. It really took a toll on me. One of my friends got a tattoo of AJ because they were much more closer than me and him were. But yeah, AJ was definitely someone who meant a lot to me at a point in my life. He still does mean a lot to me, and it was very sad what happened to him. And I was just glad that I got to experience some of my life with him. He was such a great kid, and just seeing him go through that was really hard. So I'm glad that we were able to do that, both for Andrew McCann and AJ.
Okay. Same question for you, Noah.
Yeah, pretty much the same exact thing as Kevin. I didn't know too much about Andrew McCann because I went in the same grade as him, and that happened a couple years before we went in. But like you said, we did the Bears 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 McCann, and then for AJ, I know we did something special too. We had AJ's name and number 2 on our rings, and ATM, which was Andrew McCann's initials, and 15 engraved in our ring. So we all have that as a memory of both of them on our rings. And something we did before the state championship games, we went to both their grave sites, which was pretty cool. We spent a couple minutes there in silence, to remember them. And one thing that stuck out to me too was before, I believe it was our senior night, AJ's dad, Scott, went to one of our games and gave us all bracelets, and most of the team wore that pretty much every single game for the postseason run as a kind of a reminder.
Good. Yeah, it's I know what bracelets you're talking about, and I still wear some T-shirts that I had with AJ's name on it and memorizing them. So, Tylor, same question. It might be the same answer, but I want you.
So I unfortunately didn't get to meet both of them, but coming in as a freshman, I definitely learned a lot about him. I know we carried Andrew's jersey, the one he actually wore to every game, every road game, every home game. We made sure we designated a senior to be able to carry like the jersey to the games and keep them with us.
Awesome. That's great. Great stories. Definitely that hit the city pretty hard. Both of them. Both families are pretty well known to New Bedford, so you think it was kind of huge in your school. It was actually huge in the city also. They have so. God bless to both families. I know they're still struggling with the loss of those two great kids. So, I want to let's touch up on towards the end of your season, not the playoffs or anything like that, but towards the end of your season, where you guys knew you were going into the tournament. What you didn't experience. I don't think any of you experienced that before. So, what was you thinking? What was going on in your head? Let's start with Tylor now.
Going into the playoffs, I just reminded myself that it's a game. Like every guy going the same game, same mentality. Nothing's changed. Still the same game. You just got to play it, and you got to have fun. That's the biggest thing. You got to have fun during baseball. It's a game of failure. You're going to fail, but you got to pick your teammates up, pick yourself up, just keep playing.
All right. Now, was your focus even better, Tylor, especially with pitching?
Yeah, I definitely had to be on my A game and make sure I controlled the game, but I had great defense behind me. And when you have a good defense, you're not scared to let them hit it because they're probably going to get themselves out.
Cool. Good. What about that last game? How was you feeling getting hyped up for it?
I mean, I'll say this. We were probably the most relaxed team going into the playoffs because after every single game or practice, even before the playoffs, especially Sunday, we would do our normal practice, infield, outfield hit, and then a bunch of guys would stay back in the gym. We'd just be playing volleyball. Volleyball, basketball, like nothing happened. And then I remember one day one of the reporters came in. We were playing basketball, and they were looking for Corey Rivera, our second baseman. And they're like, "Oh, we want to talk to Corey for an article in the paper." And we find out he went home to cut the grass, so he's not even there anymore. The whole team just stayed. He's cutting the grass. We were a mess. We were just so relaxed. You would never have guessed that we were like a couple games away from getting the first state championship in school history. Okay.
What about you, Kevin?
Yeah, just to echo what Noah said, we were a very relaxed team. I remember before we got on the bus to drive up to the Campanelli Stadium up in Brockton, Coach Avila was so stressed out. And he's like, "Oh, does anyone want like any extra ground balls? Does anyone want to go hit in the cage?" And no one was listening to him. Everyone was just in the gym playing basketball. We had guys having a 5-on-5, all like our like uniforms, just getting ready to go on the bus. No one's getting extra work. We're just messing around. But no, it was like at first it was like a little intimidating since we came off a loss for the state vocationals.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that loss definitely allowed us to like have much more depth for the state tournament. Okay. I feel like if we ended up winning the vocationals, it probably would have been like a different story because we wouldn't have had an extra arm and stuff like that. But yeah, it was scary, but it was like relaxed and it was fun.
Cool. All right. So we got a comment here from someone. I can't read the name, but it says, "Charlie, can you ask each guy what was their most memorable one thing they did or had during the season?" All right, let's go. Noah, what was your most memorable moment of that season?
So mine would definitely be the game against Westwood. We were playing in Braintree at Braintree High, and I had a routine ground ball to second base. It should have been an easy bang play, but I sprinted it out because it looked weird. The second baseman's running with the ball to first base. So I sprinted as fast as I could. I slid into first, and I ended up being safe. And then Tylor came up after me, and then I believe it was a triple. He's not that fast, so it might have been a double. And scored me and James Estrella, who was on third base.
All right. What about you, Kevin?
The first thing that comes to my this is just always something that just was so huge to me. It was against Hopkinton, the game that we ended up going 9 innings, and it was I don't even we had no outs and it was bases loaded. I believe Tylor came in to pitch.
Yeah.
Tyler Horn started it, and then TA came in after to eventually close it out. He actually hit the walk off that game also. You know, TA came in big a lot. But this one play with bases loaded. No one was out, and then it was just I believe we had our infield in, and it was just like a crazy. It just happened so fast. We had infield in, and Andrew Mattos turned insane like double play, and I just think that was like a big part of the inning because without that, it just went downhill. But yeah, that's definitely the most memorable thing for me.
What about you, Tylor?
Yeah, I'm definitely with Kevin on that one. That double play, that really like turned the point in the whole game and the whole series. Actually, that double play really shaped up the way that game turned out.
It's how you practice, and you guys probably turned that double play just like at practice. But then again, you guys said that you fool around in practice, so maybe maybe somebody helped you out.
I think we ran more than we actually played baseball, to be honest with you. We called ourselves the track team.
Yeah, it could have been track stars after that season.
That's probably another big moment too. I remember with the tryouts, we had Coach Allen made us run so much in the beginning, and then James Estrella, our fielder, he was getting fed up with it, and he was like, "We're not on the track team." And then Coach Allen made him run some more. Coach Allen was just talking to us in a little circle, and Estrella's just running his laps while we're talking. So, that was probably the first week of the season too.
Yeah,
it's something I'll never forget.
Good. Now, sometimes when you leave high school, you also leave some friends behind, and you pretty much don't see them too much anymore. So, do you keep in contact with your teammates on a regular basis?
For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, we do.
All right. Because after I left high school, there was a lot of people that kind of lost touch with, got back in touch with them later on as we were adults. So, so this was curious. Let's see, we got a comment from Ian White. Let's see what he says here. When we are signing Voltguts, hold on, checking my eyes here. When we are signing Voltec championship gear, first in history, it was amazing stat. Okay. Actually, was that your first championship at Volk for the baseball team? Yeah. Okay. Because Volk has a history of being, they definitely won some championships in basketball. So Michael Consaccio says, congratulations, a great accomplishment, you guys. So
thank you.
These are all people that definitely remember you, and it's been a few years now. So I just wanted you guys to know that it's different. It's a bunch of age groups, young as you guys and old as me, that actually followed you and paid attention to you guys, and most likely were more into what you guys were doing than what was being done professionally on TV. So, you gave a lot of people some inspiration, and I'm glad you did what you did. Now, Kevin and Noah are at Becker College. I went up there for one game. I seen your team. Actually, I believe, Noah, you was a freshman, so that's how long I haven't been there. You can yell at me later. I'm sorry, But has that field changed? Is it still? I don't know. It remind me of a cow pasture. It just was.
It's gotten nicer. I wouldn't say nicer. It's gotten better over time. I mean, we try to maintain as best as possible. Since my freshman year, we've got a new coach, and that new coach has done a lot. Like, we put up a windscreen on the back outfield fence, make it look a little bit nicer. We did like a little turf area behind the field. New batting cages at the complex as well. So it's starting to look better.
That's right, because the coach you had your freshman year, that was it. It was one and done, right? You know,
Right.
you only had him 1 year.
Exactly.
Okay. So now you're doing pretty good with the stats over the first couple of years. And you were excelling pretty good. Kevin, now you was also, didn't you start in the sophomore year, junior year?
I did start a few games sophomore year, and then I started like basically every single game of what we played junior year. Yes.
Okay. Now, Tyler, did you play at UMass Boston?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys ever meet? You ever play against each other?
No, but when we went to Florida, we actually ended up at the same field together. We ran into one another.
Okay.
Yeah, wouldn't want to face Tyler's team.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
They're ranked top 25 in the country for Division III. So
Excellent. No, I know you went down to Florida a couple of times. You and Kevin on the same team?
yes,
Well, yeah, in college, but after the season's over, what do? You end up on a traveling team? Is that allowed? What's going on? What happened?
well, my freshman year I didn't do. I only played Legion after my freshman season. Then my sophomore season summer, I went to Puerto Rico for a month, played there, came back, and I played on the Baysox with Tylor for the last month of their season. And then this past summer, all the summer leagues were canceled, and then the league in Newport opened up, and me and Tylor played on the same team for that league again.
Okay, good. Let's see, Kevin, I got a question for you from the comment section. It says, what advice would you give to the new kids starting to play high school baseball?
I would just say to make the most of it. A lot of the kids that we played with actually didn't go on like to play college baseball after, and so kind of just stopped playing sport. They just went on with their life. So I would just say make the most out of like what you're doing, like within those 4 years, because you make a lot of great friendships. Like, obviously in our case, like with our team, it's like we're always going to be bonded like together because of that state championship. So like, whenever we see one or the other, it's always going to be like, hey, what's up? Stay to talk to them, maybe even give them a hug. But it's just like the bonds that were built from playing high school baseball for 4 straight years. It was just something that made it sad to go. And like, it was kind of scary to go off to college and go on like to go with a whole nother team, and from going like from a team that was like very successful and then going on to a team where, you don't see as much success, it's kind of tough. So I would just say like, just live in the moment and just have fun.
Yeah, as you guys get older, can try to keep in touch with each other and make it a kind of annual thing where you're meeting up with each other. Keep those ties close. Maureen Marie says, I know Coach Avila is very, very proud of all of you, which he should be. He's got a big fat ring on his hand, right? Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, but everyone's proud of you. Not only your coach and your community, parents, everybody. So, Tyler, if you had to coach up Noah, right? Just coach him up. What would you pick to coach him up with? What's the one thing that he needs improvement?
Oh man, this is the thing. His arm strength. I always get on him about his arm strength. We play long toss all the time, and I keep backing up, and then he always yells at me for going too far. Or even during high school, he'd skip a couple balls, and I just give him a look like, "Hey, come on, man."
All right.
He's a great player. I mean, he was one of the better third basemen I've played with. So
cool. Now, Kevin, if you had to trade positions between you and Tyler, right? And Tyler's a catcher, and now you're the pitcher. All right.
You would have saw me 0-10 instead of 10-0.
0-10. All right. Okay. What's the best thing you know about Tylor? You know, as far as
I played pony. I met Tylor in pony baseball. We played for the Grays together. We played for the Grays. So that's like where I got my first sense of catching for Tylor and stuff like that. And since then, I always knew that Tylor, his whatever it was either his curve or his slider. You know, he probably changed it throughout those years, but I always thought it was one of the best ones I've ever seen, and it definitely got better from seeing it in pony and then seeing it in high school. But Tylor's just always been the top dog. He's always been consistent. He was varsity his freshman year, so it was always good to see that. And I'll never forget the game against Apponequet. He threw an absolute heater. I think that was the game where you actually hurt yourself, Tylor. Yeah. Arm, but he threw a freaking heater, dude. It was insane. It was way up there. But I was like, wow, I've never seen that out of Tylor Arruda before. But yeah, Tylor's stuff was really good. It was really good stuff. That's why he wasn't 10-0 for nothing,
When you gave him advice, did he listen to you?
Yeah, it was funny. I actually went back and I Googled, Kevin Santiago, GNBVT baseball. A lot of I had one article where it was just all about me. I loved it. It was just the pitchers talking about me and stuff like that, And Tylor Arruda mentioned how, he trusts me, when he knew that I knew what he would like to throw in certain counts and stuff like that. So it was just really good when you had the connection that me and Tylor Arruda had, where I could call something in a certain count and he wouldn't shake it off. A lot of pitchers like to shake things off, and a lot of catchers get frustrated when they shake them off, because I could call something, he could shake it off, he throws what he throws, and then it could end up bad. But we just always had that trust in each other, and we just knew.
So what do you think about your coach? I mean, either one of you can answer this. What was good, bad, and ugly about him?
I mean, there's definitely nothing bad about him. He was very caring. He would take the shirt off his back for any one of his players. I mean, I still see him. I still talk to him here and there. I mean, he was probably one of the best coaches I've ever had. He genuinely cares about every single one of his players. Whether you're the best player on the team or the worst player on the team, he'll treat everybody the same.
Well, you guys are going to have to give me a hat so I can wear it, talk to your coach, so I can wear it. All I got is other stuff, all the other high schools, and, just tell them the fat size, I got a fat head, I love my baseball hats. And I'm really honored to do this, and, I don't want this to end. We still got about, 15 to 30 minutes. So, Woody, your aspirations are definitely, you guys are going to maintain and continue in the sports field somewhere, shape or form. That's all inspiring. That's this stuff that you got to take back and show people, whether you got younger brothers or sisters, show them, encourage them, especially now. If you know a young buck in middle school or something like that, Mandan, Keith, or Roosevelt, definitely get a hold of them, talk to them. And if you're close by, whether you're playing your baseball games, your last few baseball games in the area, invite some of those kids up there, to see you play. It may be inspiring, especially if they see you playing and you're from the same city. It could help them out in school and make them excel even better in the books and actually on the field. So pass it forward. It's got a comment here. It says, can you tell us a little bit about Coach Arruda? Tylor, why don't you do that?
Coach Arruda, he kept us loose, man. He was definitely the laugh of the team. He if you were feeling down, you crack a joke. If you're having a bad game, make you totally forget about it and just realize it's a game. Have fun. I mean, you could go 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts and you'd still put a smile on your face. He'd make fun of you, but he'd put a smile on your face.
That's all here all the time.
So with you guys laughing, you probably experienced a lot from him. He probably gave you a lot. So, you know what, just keep those guys in mind all the time, every now and then kind of shoot them a message here or two and say thank you. Because at this day and age, it's so hard to coach kids, because a lot of parents are getting involved in making it harder for you guys when you're playing. You may have a good relationship with the coach, and then you got mom, dad, or your brother yelling from the side, along the fence. And it just makes it difficult for those coaches. So they're going through a lot behind the scenes where you guys don't know what's going on. So every now and then when you have a chance, kind of tell your coach, you appreciate them. And that goes a long way. So let's see here. All right. If this is for the audience, the listeners and viewers, if your name or your comments are not showing up, you have to give StreamYard permission to show your name or display your name. So just letting you guys know that was a question in the comment section. So you have to give them permission. And let me just make an announcement. This is the Really Charlie podcast. It's aired every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Today is not Saturday, but what I do is I try to, I don't miss opportunities, especially with you guys getting ready to go back to school. I don't miss opportunities. So if I can air something, I'm going to do it. It just so happens that I have 2 more shows this week and podcasts, and I just want to get information out, some inspiring stories. So, I do announce on Saturdays, but I'm just letting everyone know that, I may do a couple during the week. So, all right. Let's see. If all 3 of you were drafted to go to the pros, let's see, who would most likely be a New York Yankee?
Oh,
Kevin.
Yeah, I would probably have to say it. I mean, it's not my favorite team, but I know that Noah and TA are probably diehard. But
yeah.
so out of the 3, probably me. They'd make me cut my hair though, so I wouldn't want to go over there.
All right. So, out of the 3, who's most likely to be drafted by the Red Sox?
Tylor, because he's from Boston. He's in Boston.
You can see him hanging around in Boston, kind of grabbing a draft beer somewhere, and someone taps him on the shoulder, and he's playing in Fenway the following day. So
Something cool about his school is it's a replica of Fenway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always pictured Noah and Noah's dad and we always talk about it. I said, hey, if Noah gets drafted by the Yankees, I'm still going. Die-hard Red Sox fan. They're slumping pretty bad. It looks like they're going to have 2 more years of
Rebuild.
Definitely rebuild. So I'll be watching a lot of high school baseball and college. So let's see here. It's a comment for you guys here. Let's see here.
The greatest.
Yeah.
Says Charlie, tell the guys I love them. Great team. And it's your coach saying that.
Love you too, Mr. Av.
Yeah, we love you, Coach Av.
Yeah. He's a good dude. Got a good reputation. I'm glad that he's doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see here. Somebody says, be safe when you go back to school. Definitely be safe. Be the leader. Be the mentor. Get your studies done. That stuff after school. Pay attention. Be aware of your surroundings and definitely do the right thing always. Ian White says, it said, what schools did you guys go to before the championship? What are all the I guess what teams did you play, Tyler? Do you remember?
We played against Fairhaven, Case, Old Rochester, Seekonk, and I can't remember anymore.
Rehoboth.
Rehoboth.
Aponequet,
yeah.
And then playoff teams were Danvers, Hopkinton, Milford,
Bishop Fee.
That
game was brutal.
And then
After prom.
Bishop Fee's always a farm team. They just,
Yeah, that was actually the game that we had.
Only game that we won by a large margin.
Oh yeah. Wow.
The tough one was the Milford game. The Milford game was a tough one.
Yeah.
We got lucky because their starting pitcher blew out his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Yeah, you may call it luck. It's a blessing. You guys had fate. You definitely, that's where you were supposed to go, to the championship and win it, especially for your team, your school, your community. So, let's see.
Because I remember growing up, everybody was saying, your senior year, your team should be the best team in the area. Your team should be the one that wins it all and all that. But it was in the back of everybody's mind. So I don't know. Kind of prove it.
Now, prior to high school, prior to Pony League, let's see, did you guys play in Little League, stuff like that together?
Yeah, me and Tyler were on the same Little League team.
We were on the same Little League team.
Okay. So that makes it easier when you get to high school. As long as you kept in touch, you still know each other, and that's good.
I think me and Tyler have been on the same team every single year since we were 9 or 10 years old.
Yep.
Wow, that's good. That's awesome. Now, Kevin, you have any little brothers, sisters playing baseball?
No, I do have a little cousin who plays over in South End. Really good baseball player.
All right, good. So you got a job to do, man. You do good, he does good, And they're always watching you. Noah knows it. Noah, everything he did growing up, Jonah was copying him. Noah would comb his hair a certain way. Noah was copying him, the shoes, everything. So, that's little things. So and that's good things. So if you guys are doing good things, they're going to watch you. They're going to follow you. They're going to try to emulate you, and y'all their heroes. Y'all their mentors. So, continue to do the right thing. Let's see. We're gonna close with a comment from each one of you. So, Tyler, is there anything you would like to say and add? Through your experiences, encouraging words, anything you want to say.
Yeah, just enjoy every moment and just take it all in. I mean, high school only happens once. It flies by. I mean, just enjoy. There's going to be long days, long practices. Just take it all in. I mean, you're going to miss it. So
good. Kevin, what about you?
I just want to thank you for, allowing us to be on this podcast. It was really fun, to talk about, these were some of the best times of my life. If I could start that season over all over again, I definitely would. It's always good to just talk about it, and yeah.
Cool. And Noah, how about you?
Yeah, the state championship run was probably the best time I've ever had playing baseball. Great group of guys, great coaching staff. We all bonded, And something I would say is just don't take the game for granted, because you never know how quick it can get taken away from you. You see that this past year, everybody's season got cut short, and you only have so many years of playing, so make the most of what you have.
Okay. Wow. Good. Ian White says, thank you for sharing this. And let's see, you got another comment from Christian Montero saying, I love you guys. God bless. So everybody's trying to, everybody loves you guys. I got a question here. Well, you already answered that. Which team was the hardest to play against? And you said what, Milford?
Yeah, and that was in the playoffs. As like regular season, the two toughest teams were definitely Old Rochester and Dayton Rehoboth. But our senior year was definitely Dayton, because they ended up beating us twice. But it was always a close game.
Yeah. Coach Avila, I thank you. Coach Arruda, I thank you for doing your thing on a baseball field for these kids. It really means a lot to our community, and definitely that great high school you guys are coaching at. So, well, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close with this. I'm going to actually continue to stay on the air, but I first and foremost want to thank you for being great young dudes, and continue with your education. Hopefully this COVID goes away soon, so you guys will get a nice graduation like you very much deserve, and we'll go from there. If you invite me to a party, a graduation party, I'll gladly go. Even though Corona's not a good thing, but I'll drink a Corona beer, and I'll bring a case also. So I like playing dominoes, so I'll play some dominoes too. I don't care if I lose. I just love playing dominoes. If you play spades, we can do that too. If you can't get away from playing Uno, we can do that too. But all right, guys, thank you. I really
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate
no
it.
problem. Thank you, guys. God bless. Well, that was a great show. You got three young dudes doing their thing. They were exciting. That was a very, very exciting baseball team. You just wanted them to win. You wanted them to excel and get to that top, and they did. And look what it's done for them. It's definitely something that they haven't forgot about. It's definitely something that they're going to carry on for the rest of their lives. And the friendships are good. You can see it. You can see it in their eyes that they're genuine friends. I just want them to continue to reach out to the young people in this city, even if it's a classmate out in, at the colleges that they're at, and mentor them. So, but love it. This is the Really Charlie podcast. And as I always end, I want you guys and girls to mask those beautiful faces. Use hand sanitizer, wash your hands, and stay safe. We are losing a lot of good people in our community. And I just, if we stay safe, we keep others safe. So continue to mask those beautiful faces. God bless. I love you guys. And stay tuned. Let's see, Saturday, I have 2 shows going on. So I'll have 2 shows. I have one at 11 o'clock Eastern time, and I'll have one at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll be on twice on Saturday. God bless. Thank you.